Hey, welcome back, Ben again. Today we're taking a look at how we can install Tensorflow Lite on the Raspberry Pi and do some simple object detection. Okay, let's jump right into this. So I'm going to assume for this tutorial that you already have a Raspberry Pi set up and ready to go. In my case, I'm just using VNC to virtually see or remotely see my Raspberry Pi, which is just right next to me on the desk next to me, but it'll be easier to do it this way since I don't have to hook up a monitor and easier to screen record. But if you are interested in learning how to set up a Raspberry Pi remotely and have a setup like this, I recommend checking out my past video and I'll link it or put a card and I show you how to do exactly that. But alright, let's get started here. So there's a few things we need to do. Unfortunately for us, the setup is pretty easy, I should say. Okay, so what we're going to do first is that we're going to clone a repository from GitHub from the TensorFlow example files. And I have the link with me already, but I will of course be sharing all the links and resources I use in the description below. So I'm just in the default directory here, but I think I will actually probably put it on the desktop. So I'm just going to CD into the desktop. Feel free to put yours wherever you want. And I'm just going to do a git clone into here. Paste in the URL, and it's going to create the folder examples, and we can see it popped up over here. And if we want, we can take a peek, but for our purposes, we're just going to be hanging out in here. Okay, so now that we have that examples folder, what we want to do in the command window here, we want to cd into examples. So we're just going to do cd examples, and now we're in this directory, we're just in the command prompt. So I'm going to make a virtual environment. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just have other things I do on this Pi. So a virtual environment is very helpful to keep your code and packages separated. So I'm going to show you how to do a virtual environment, but you can skip this step if you like. So first we're going to make sure we have the package for it. So that's going to be for us Python 3, pip install virtual environment, or virtual env, I believe it is. Let me make sure, yeah. And it might yell at me since I already have it. Oh, it seems like I have an extra V on there. Do that instead. Helps if you spell it correctly. Alright, there we go. Now let's get that. And mine might actually just update, or I might put it on my global system. Okay. There we go. So now we have the ability to make a virtual environment. So while we're in this desktop examples, let me actually clear the screen real quick. So we're still in examples. We're just going to make a new environment. So you're going to want to do this based on the version of Python you have on your system. And you can do that by doing Python 3 -- version. And then we'll show you what version we have. So I have 3.7.3. So that's what I'm going to use. So to do that, we are simply going to say Python 3.7 -m, and then we're going to say virtual environment, or venv as I like to say, and then the name of the virtual environment you want to use. So I'm just going to say TF for TensorFlow. Sure, why not? You can name it whatever you like. A lot of people will just call it env. Alright, so now it's made. And if we do a list here, we're going to be able to see that there's actually a folder named TF now. So to activate this virtual environment, because we've made it, but we haven't activated it yet. To activate it, we want to say source, and then you want to use the name of the virtual environment you made. So for me, it's going to be TF. Do /bin/activate. If you do that, you're going to see in your command prompt, it changes at the beginning, and now it's going to show you that we're using a virtual environment right here, which is exactly what we want. Cool. So the next step, we have to go into where the setup folder, or setup file is, as TensorFlow includes a handy file for us that installs a lot of things that we need. So that's going to be, we're going to cd into, I'm pretty sure we're in the right directory, let me make sure. Yep, so we're going to be going under Lite, so we're going to say cd Lite, and then it's going to be under examples. So let's jump in there. If we do another ls, you can see all these different examples that they have Today we're going to be doing object detection, but feel free to play around with these because they have a lot of cool stuff. So we're going to see into object detection, another layer deeper. We're going to take a look, and we have these different versions. So we're going to use the Raspberry Pi. So we're going to do cd Raspberry Pi. All right, so now we're in here, and there's a bunch of more stuff. So what we want right here is the setup.sh, which is a shell script. So to do that, to use it, we're going to say sh and then setup.sh. If only I could speak today. All right, we're going to give that a second. And it might uninstall some of your stuff, as you can see here, as it's very particular about the version types of things we have to use here. So give that a second. Okay, so it takes a while to set up sometimes, but we should be in the clear now. That's finished going, and it looks like no errors. Yay, that's fun. All right, so now we should be able to run the example script. So the name of it, if we go into ls here, so you can see we actually downloaded a few things too. We got one of the example models that we can use. But what we want here is this detect.py. So for this one, we're also going to have to describe or tell it which model we're going to use. So we're going to say python detect.py. And I believe we just got to do -- efficient. Let me back this up. Oops. Oh, you know what? It's actually, you gotta describe the model before I forget. It's Python 3. There we go. Okay. So detect.py, and then we say model, -- model, and then we're gonna use the name of the model. So it's gonna be the efficient det_lite 0 .tflite. We're gonna go like that, and yeah. So we're probably gonna run into this error where we get some sort of error about this glib. I call it glib, the glibcxx, where the version can't be found. But fortunately for us, thanks to great people on Stack Overflow, and I'll also link to where I found this, we have a fix for this. All we have to do is actually downgrade a package called tflite support. So all we got to do here, you can say python, my cursor out of the way, on m pip install -- upgrade. We're saying upgrade, but really it's gonna replace the version we already have. I'm gonna say upgrade tflite -support equal, let me get the number right, 0.4.3. There we go. So if we do that, this will probably also take a second, but we're going to uninstall what we currently have, which you can see is version 0.4.4. And there we go. So now we have 0.4.3. Cool. So now, if it all works well, we should be able to run that file again. I forgot where it went. Here it is. So detect.py. Let's go. And all right, here we go. And there's me. We got our little window here. You can see the very familiar bounding boxes. I forget the name that we normally see with object detection. I have a little camera over here. It's a little laggy, which is to be expected, but if we pick that up, you can see there I am. I'm a person, and it thinks that's a clock back there, which is fair. It does look like a clock. It's not a clock, but it looks very clock-like. Here I can get my phone. It should know what my phone is. If I hold that up there. Yep, cell phone. So this is very disorienting to watch myself like 5 seconds late. So cell phone. I'm gonna reach across the microphone real quick. All right, if I have a Xbox controller. Yep, it's gonna see it as a remote, which is great. If I pick up my keyboard, it'll see that. I said if I pick up my keyboard, there it goes. It's a little too close to it. It may be hard to see the thing. Oh, now it thinks it's a laptop. Oh, because my monitor is next to the keyboard, so if you look at it sideways, it definitely looks like a laptop. Okay, what if I go like this, though? Definitely had this before. There we go, keyboard. Okay, there we go. So, it's definitely not the best model, but then again, we are running on a Raspberry Pi, and this is just an example model. So if we want to close this, we're just gonna go back to our command prompt, and we're just gonna hit Control C a few times, and there we go. There we go. It ended. Cool. So for that model we put in, this model efficient det, you can download other models, pre-built models that they have that you can put in there, and you can detect different things. You can put a custom model in there. It's just got to be a tflite. But yeah, if you already have a model, there are actually ways to convert them, and I do plan on making a video about that either next or sometime soon, as we already have videos on my channel about how to make a model for your standard TensorFlow. So perhaps we'll make a video about how to convert that. We'll see. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see, and we can do a bunch more stuff with this Raspberry Pi TensorFlow Lite stuff. But otherwise, that's going to be it from me. Again, leave any questions, comments, concerns down below, and if you can, give me a like. That helps so much. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.